Hi everyone, this is Lipika and today we are doing 90 seconds off the mat with our own Arjun Chipalkatti. Arjun, how are you doing today?
Very good. I'm very happy to be here, Lipika, and you look awesome. Well,
Thank
welcome to Mumbai. Have you learned any Marathi since you got here?
No,
2
not
days?
yet. I've come
काय
to
बोलू
Mumbai
शकते की नाही
after 15
आतापर्यंत
years.
15 वर्ष झाली आता पण नाही बोला येत. Anyway, on our behalf, Namaskar Mumbai.
So Arjun, you know, we kind of grew up in Indian MMA. You and I, we both started with SFL back in the day. How different does the sport feel today compared to what it was back then?
I think globally mixed martial arts has evolved everywhere. The boom that happened, I think, from the Conor McGregor era and the Brock Lesnar era that came into sport, the ripples went everywhere. Indian MMA has become so different from the time we were in SFL. I mean, SFL was the beginning. It was the start of mixed martial arts. It was a time where it was booming in North America. Conor McGregor had just gotten into the UFC. So it were fun times. And I think Indian MMA today is in a spectacular position, but not without its problems.
Of course. So I want to ask you, which was the first fight ever that you commentated?
Baap re yaar. I don't remember what I did 2 weeks ago. It was the Super Fight League in 2013 in Andheri East, and I remember Jason was one of the few fighters I saw there. I remember seeing Babaji Chaudhary. I remember seeing, of course, one of my favorites, Pawan Man Singh.
Yeah.
I really love him. He was a really great guy. And yeah.
Have you ever called a finish wrong in the heat of the moment and then had to correct yourself in the end?
Many times, especially in submissions.
Yeah.
There are some tricky submissions where recently I made a mistake at MFN where I confused Dars with a Japanese necktie. And I'm like, listen boss, it is like 19-20 farak. And it's really tricky. Sometimes so all commentators get it wrong. There's so many, all the commentators get it wrong. It's in the heat of the moment, and as long as you correct yourself on the air and not have an ego about it, everything is good.
Okay, so which Indian fighter have you been most wrong about? Someone you doubted but completely proved you wrong?
No, I don't think there's anybody who's doubted, but I think there have been fighters that have surprised me more than anything else. And my method of measuring a fighter is in and out of the cage also. Yes, because since MMA is so erratic in India, there are not enough promotions creating enough of work for MMA fighters. You also judge an MMA fighter for what he does otherwise. Does he have his own camp? Does he train? Does he coach? A lot of things. So you have a lot of guys who are staying active throughout that period. I mean, Pawan was one of the first who went. Chaitanya Agrawali was there. Babaji Chaudhary was there. So many good fighters that have evolved beyond fighting in this sport.
Okay, Arjun, you know, for you, what's the hardest part in a live fight? The technical knowledge or, you know, keeping your emotions in check?
See, you have to realize we're also fans of the sport.
Yeah.
So I have to calm down when I'm watching a fight, especially if it's a knockout or knockouts are great. Everybody enjoys knockouts, and you start screaming in the heat of the moment. One of the toughest things that differentiate a professional from a non-professional is to be unbiased. The bias is very real because I have so many friends in this sport, so many fighters who are my friends, and when you see them, you can't help but want to say something personally to them at that point. Yaar, mat kar! Don't put your back against the cage. Move, circle. But you can't do that, and I can't put the mic down and do that. Yeah. So it's just keeping calm and being objective is one of the toughest things to do, but that is why.
Understood. If you had to pick one person from the early Indian MMA days who deserves more credit for where the sport is today, who would that be?
It's just not one person. There are many people. And I feel the old guard does not get enough credit. The sport is evolving very, very quickly. Ever since the lockdown and with more and more organizations coming into India, the talent pool is just getting bigger and bigger. And I see a lot of older fighters who are now moving to different roles, who are coaches, and I'll say again, I think I'm a big fan of Pawan Man, big fan of Babaji, big fan of Chaitanya, big fan, even Jason for that matter, he's pushing it in his own way. You are one of the first few I saw. You were how old were you when you started fighting?
16 ideally.
You were 16 years old when she was fighting. But I'm saying that a lot of older fighters who have now transitioned into coaches and opening their own camps to train the next generation, those are the ones that, I'm saying these are the ones that built the foundation through blood, sweat, tears. Even Dhruv Chaudhary as well, he's working with MFN. And if it wasn't for the first lot, we would not have a second and a third.
Arjun, you and I are both still here after all these years. What kept you going when Indian MMA was still trying to figure it out?
The thing is that I always had hope. I always knew somewhere that people were working behind the scenes to make something happen. Yes. Super Fight League was one of the first organizations that gave me my chance before MFN started. And then, of course, it was kismat and fate when I got a call from Somesh saying that I want you to audition for the Ultimate Guide to UFC, and that changed everything after that. It's one of the greatest things that I also noticed, that anybody who loves fighting is that we are not short of hope. All we can have is hope. We only want hope to survive in this sport. You give me 1 inch and tell me maybe there's a possibility that there will be something, that's enough. That's enough.
Having said that, you've seen multiple promotions come and go. What did the older promotions probably did not get? What MFN is probably doing right?
It's not about right or wrong. I think there is no perfect organization.
Yeah.
Every organization has its problems and its faults, and they will continue to make mistakes. I mean, if tomorrow at UFC Freedom 250 there was a sound issue, I mean, at this stage for the UFC, if they can make mistakes, then how can anybody fault anybody for trying and doing something? There is no perfect fighter, there is no perfect organization. There is only things that people are improving on a day-to-day basis.
Okay, so Arjun, we are going to put you on spot a little now.
Okay, chalo.
We are going to ask you some rapid questions and you have to pick one.
Coffee
and
with
you can't
Lipika.
say both. Absolutely. All right. Commentating live or analyzing facts after?
Commentating live. Yeah.
Indian male MMA or Indian female MMA, which has more potential right now?
Both have, in fact, if anything, female MMA in India is proving to be, I won't say better, but equally competitive.
Commentate a UFC event in India or commentate an Indian fighter's UFC debut abroad?
Oh, that's a tough one. I want to do both, but there is no better feeling than commentating for someone you're rooting for from your own country.
Absolutely.
Abroad. I would love to have been part. I mean, we all had tears in our eyes when we saw Anshul win.
Yeah.
And we just I wish there are, there's so much I can talk about on this subject. We'll do that another time though. Second interview.
Okay, this is the last one, but the most important, or rather most tricky. If weight categories did not exist, who will be the two fighters that you want to put up against each other?
This is a very difficult question. There are so many people. I would love to have seen a prime at welterweight. I would like to see Digambar move up and take on Babajit in his prime.
That's super imaginary.
Digambar would be a very good fight to see that.
That's
It will be a
true.
very good fight. There are a lot of good fights like that if you see.
Thank you so much, Arjun, for doing this.
Thank you so much for being here.
It was lovely.
This is an awesome channel. Like, follow, share and subscribe.
Thank you.